welcome back to another episode of the AJ Sports Podcast. I am one half Anthony Carboni. To my right is the other half Justin Vilche. Oh man, we are finally back. The Atlantic Division, the Metro Division, we're going to do it all in one shot today. The whole Eastern Conference is getting previewed. What is that Kaprizov contract? Couple big stars injured. A look at the Leafs preseason and the Oilers adding some depth goaltending will be in this episode. We will discuss. But gotta say what's up to the boy. Justin, what's good, bro? It is almost time. We are officially 1 week away from Leafs Habs opening night, 6 days from the actual season starting. How are we feeling heading into the 2025-26 NHL season?
Well, I will go in depth later about the Toronto Maple Leafs and their season. I'm hyped for this season and just in general for the whole league. Super pumped. Yeah, we got our fantasy hockey draft on Sunday, which is huge.
10-man
And
league.
and man,
I have to defend my crown, defend my my back to back. Got to be like the Florida Panthers in this league. Try and go back to back, defend my. There's my title right there, if you can see right above my thumb. And yeah, it'll be a fun, fantastic year of hockey for sure. So let's dive right into it and firstly talk about our boy Kirill Kaprizov, who got paid yesterday. After we reported that he rejected a deal, which was 8 times 16 or something like that, $1 million a year. Yesterday, Kaprizov ends up, getting rid of every single trade rumor that Justin and I maybe have brought up or other people have brought up, and signs the largest contract in NHL history for $17 million a season for 8 years. 8 times 17 equates to $136 million for this contract. Wow. I mean, did you ever expect it to get this high? Yes. With this kind of player, I don't know. I mean, that's a really big contract for a very small market team. Um, Justin, what are your thoughts on the deal? And now we can obviously Kaprizov is not leaving Minnesota anytime soon.
no, he's not leaving that small market team. Um, I'll tell you this, Bill Guerin. It's either you sign the man, if people are going to shit on you, or you let him walk. People are going to shit on you. Okay, listen, the cap's going to go up. Okay, this deal of 17 million a year. Okay, I don't really think it's as bad as people make it seem. Okay, because first of all, the cap's going to go up. Okay, how many times have we seen a couple years ago huge contracts? We're like, oh my god, this guy's getting 9 mil, this guy's getting 10 mil, and then the cap raises, and then now we're talking about, oh, those contracts actually look somewhat decent because the cap's raising. I'm going to defend Bill Guerin here because it's either you sign him for what he wants or you just let him walk and you're going to have to continue to rebuild. Okay, they needed to keep their superstar in Kirill Kaprizov. You can make the case top 10. You can make the argument top 10 player in the league. Okay, if he wants his money, you got to give him his money. Okay, you got to build. He's your cornerstone piece for the next 10 to 15 years. Okay, if you want to try and win something in Minnesota, you have to keep your star players. Okay, so him along with Matthew Boldy, Brock Faber, etc. You that's your corner piece, right? Like that is your cornerstone. So you got to keep him around. You got to keep him happy, right? So sure, you can look at it as an overpay now, but when the cap raises again, in the near future, the contract's not going to look as bad as people make it seem now. I'm I'm not against the contract. I think what Kaprizov, he might have handcuffed Bill Guerin and be like, "Yo, you better give me what I want, or else I'm leaving." I would assume that's what happened, but you know, Kaprizov is an absolute monster when he's on the ice when he's healthy, and I'm not going to shit on Bill Guerin because he had to do what he had to do. He had to keep the man. That's exactly what he had to do. So did his job, and Kaprizov got paid, and I'm not really against the contract as many people are.
Well, I am. I mean, holy shit, $17 million is crazy. Per season. Haven't excuse me, never seen that in the NHL before. Right now, he makes $3 million more than Nathan McKinnon. How crazy does that sound? He makes more than Connor McDavid. He makes more than anybody. He's making the most money in a single season for 8 years, more than any other player in history. Um, According to NHL Network, they don't even have him in the top 10 players in the league. Um, I just feel with that kind of caliber, right, that he has, like he's an elite player. Don't get me wrong, but with the way Minnesota's success has gone, how are you genuinely going to dump most of your like a big chunk of your salary towards one player and then expect to have the rest of the team be built the way you want it to be? Like there's no like for me Minnesota like might make playoffs this year. I already have them not making it, but they're on the fence for me for making it with the roster they already have. Now you just like cuff yourself to
Zuccarello's out.
exactly.
Did
Zuccarello's
you see
out. I did see
that
that.
for
We were
weeks?
exactly. He's out for like yeah, exactly. It's 8 weeks, which is crazy. And now with that roster, like what can you like add on to it when you have $17 million each year going to one player? How are you supposed to build the rest of the team? So for me, that was just a big mistake on their part to sign him for that long. And honestly, if I think 16 was very fair, like maybe even too much still. So if I was Bill Guerin, I honestly like would have considered moving him throughout the season if he's not going to cooperate like that, because there's no way a guy like if it's like McDavid, if it's like McKinnon, if it's like a guy like Matthews, I understand, but Kaprizov has not proven that kind of elite ability. Like there's elite players in this league, and then there's elite players. Like there's top five. There's the Kucherovs, the Matthews, the Draisaitl's, the McDavid's, McKinnon's. Kaprizov is not at that level. I don't know if he can get to that level yet. And like I said, like all that money, like it's going to one player. What are you going to disperse across the rest of the roster? So for me,
Yeah, but with the cap going up,
yeah, I get, I
it's not.
under,
It's not
yeah,
a
but
huge
like,
effect.
yeah, but I understand that. But still, I just don't think he's worth $17 million. I just don't think he's worth
But
that.
you just said it's okay if you got 16 million. So
No, I
what's the
said
difference between 16 million
I
and
said
16 million?
60. I said 60 million is still a stretch. I still don't think he's worth $60 million either. But now, like honestly, they were better off trading him throughout the season so they could build a build the rest of the team. Now, I mean, yeah, the cap's going up, but like most of that money is being made by one player. Think about it.
Okay.
The Toronto Maple Leafs signed Matthew Nyes, Anthony Stolars, and John Tavares all for under $15 million this year. I mean, look at that. You have three great pieces of talent, and throughout the cap, like with the cap going up, they did a great job there and not having to spend so much money. They spent less money than Minnesota Wild did for one player. I just don't think Kaprizov is that special to fucking pay $17 million a season for.
Okay. Now, if you let him go, right now you don't have a superstar,
You
and
trade
tell me
him.
another top.
Yeah, but they
Okay,
could have traded him throughout the season.
which is fine. But let's say you don't get a superstar, you know, a player of his caliber. What superstar is going to Minnesota? Tell me the last time a superstar has went to Minnesota to play for the Wild.
That's where they developed him. Matt Boldy's going to try and become that. They can also trade for
But
that.
he's Yeah, but he's in the final year of his contract. Teams are not going to send their best players for a guy in the final year of his contract.
I mean, Rantanen got traded in the final year of his contract twice, and Marty Necas
Yeah,
ended up going to
but
Colorado.
Marty Natchez is not Mikko Rantanen.
What's that?
Marty Natchez is not Mikko Rantanen. Logan Stankoven is not Mikko Rantanen. They're not superstars like Mikko Rantanen.
But
What I'm saying
they
is,
can become superstars.
yeah, but they're trying to win now. If you get rid of Kaprizov, if you get rid of Kaprizov, okay, first of all, you don't know where you're gonna get. You don't know what the league is asking. For yeah, like you don't know what teams are gonna send to Minnesota for Kirill Kaprizov. And two, bro, nobody goes to Minnesota. Like, let's just be for real. Like, what are we talking about, bro? He's the cornerstone. He's the guy in Minnesota. You have to keep him around. Like,
I just think they overpaid. I just think they overpaid. $17 million is nuts for a season for me. For Kaprizov, it's like I said. If it was McDavid, if it was one of those guys, I understand. I know McDavid's going to get big, but well, look at the field now. Look at the field now. This contract is going to play out now. Every other big superstar is going to look at that contract, and now because of that, they're going to get more than they probably thought before this contract. 100%. Guys like Eichel are probably going to get paid a lot more. Panarin is also a free agent. Like these guys now are watching this deal, this deal right here is going to change the aspect of contracts in the NHL starting next offseason. I can guarantee you that.
Yeah.
I just think
No, no, it
17.
will, it will.
I just think
Like,
$17 million is crazy.
yeah, but the whole conversation about Kaprizov getting more than McDavid. I mean, McDavid signed his contract when?
I
Like,
know.
how long ago was that?
I know. I know. It's just he's going to sign his contract after this year. He's a free agent, but I just think, like I said, Kaprizov. I mean, they still had all season, right? But they got it done now. But like I said, I just think 17 million is too much, and that's it. I just think it's a bit nuts. We're gonna see if that contract works out, and if the Minnesota Wild, if they win a Stanley Cup in their franchise history, I guess we'll see. And it has to be on the backbone of Kirill Kaprizov if they're gonna pay him that
Yeah,
much.
yeah.
Otherwise, he basically robbed you of $136 million. Okay, moving along. Let's go to how the Florida Panthers might miss playoffs this year. Their captain, Alexander Barkov, goes down with an ACL tear. And yeah, he's out basically the whole regular season. He's scheduled to come back April 26th, apparently. Funny enough, that's when playoffs are. Huh.
Fascinating.
So, what if the Florida Panthers, I'll tell you what's going to happen with the Florida Panthers in my preview. But,
I think it's Nick
man,
Crosby.
you're starting the season without Matthew Kachuk until like January. So basically half the year you don't have one of your superstars and you're not going to have your captain at all in the regular season. You played 300 something games of hockey, 3 Stanley Cup playoff runs going all the way to the final, winning 2 Stanley Cups. This team is going to suffer this regular season. It's going to be a long regular season for the Florida Panthers. For the play,
Damn.
I think it's going to
So,
be. Well, You're missing two. Listen, I'll tell you where they're going to be for me in the thing, but it's going to be a hard season for these players, especially the guys that have been there throughout 3 Stanley Cup runs. It's a lot of
uh-huh.
hockey. It's gonna wear on them. But if any team can like pull through, it'll be the Florida Panthers. As for Barkov, man, that is so tough. In a in a practice, you get injured in a practice and basically
Yeah,
takes you out the whole year. That is so unfortunate. It just sucks. It just sucks as a fan. It sucks as like the team. It sucks for Barkov. Like how? Like your whole season is done now because of a stupid practice. Like I don't
yeah.
know. What do you think? This is because for me
No,
this is going to heavily affect the Florida Panthers this year.
yeah. I think it's a terrible loss. I did. I told you and our other friends that if he stayed healthy, I genuinely thought he could be in heart conversations. But again, if he stayed healthy, and clearly he cannot. Absolutely brutal for him and the team. Hopefully he recovers quickly because you don't want to see guys like him or just any player on the shelf due to an injury. Um, yeah, but I think you know obviously we'll talk about the Florida Panthers later on, but I don't really think they'll be as bad or have a miserable season because we've seen other guys step up just like last year in the playoffs, and I think that they could recreate that during the regular season.
I
Um,
mean, Sam Bennett,
well, we'll talk
Reinhart, Varhage,
about
Marchand, they still got a
it.
great team. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah, so I'm not I'm not going to count them out. Yeah, it might be a little tougher on the team, but I think Paul Maurice will get the guys, and they're still their best hockey or try to play their best hockey, and I think they'll be okay. I think they'll be okay.
Another player, JT Miller, went off like as soon as he was named captain. Another practice where he was helped off the ice. He might be injured for a bit. I'm not sure what the status is on him, but he could miss some time. But again, with like the preseason, these camps they're too long, and the NHL is finally making a solution for that. Next year with the 84 games, the preseason being shortened, training camp being shortened, we're jumping into September hockey, real hockey, because I am sick of watching preseason hockey. Like,
Yeah, it's too long.
But back to JT Miller real quick. Another unfortunate injury. Hopefully, he's okay. And because I have the Rangers doing well, I guess you'll see. But he's gonna have to be one of those big pieces for the Rangers to come back and make the playoffs. But now I want to quickly just go talk about the preseason. Like It's just ridiculous. I'm so sick of watching preseason hockey. It's been like almost 2 weeks now of watching preseason hockey. Like, what are we doing here? It's like people are like people are analyzing these games like they mean something. I understand. Like, you're looking just how people are back from a long summer, see how they move, maybe scoring a couple goals, passing the puck. Like, I'm not gonna cry if Montreal loses to the Toronto Maple Leafs in a preseason game. Like, just like
Yeah.
Justin's not gonna get upset if the Habs beat the Leafs in a preseason game on at Scotiabank Arena because it doesn't count. Who cares, man? Who cares? Like, yesterday, am I supposed to be happy that Montreal beat Ottawa 5-0 in a preseason game? I don't care. If they do that against the Senators in the real season, that'll mean something to me.
Yeah.
Like,
No, no.
honestly.
Yeah, I know. I know we're talking. I know what you mean, but like the preseason is just ridiculous. Like I don't get it. And then dirty hits being everywhere in these games. And then yesterday the Suns Habs game, the Nick Cousins, okay, who's a scrub. Okay, now by the way, I despise both teams. Okay, but bro, Nick Cousins is here slashing the fuck out of Demidov, who then has to get off the ice and go to the locker room to see if he's okay because it's like just like hacking away at him. Like, bro, guys, relax. Like, it's just preseason. Like, I know the Suns are trash, but like, you don't have to be frustrated. Like, what are we talking about, bro? Like, it's just disgusting work. Like, preseason's too long. You got like these teams, okay, like pretty much playing like the regular season, rosters or whatever. But like, bro, and then try harding. Like, guys, you're gonna make the team anyway. Like, it's fine. Like, why are we trying to injure players in preseason? Like, just because the Habs are better than the Sens, like doesn't mean like you guys can just like injure. Like, what are y'all doing, bro? And it's like it's just sad to watch. It's just like, do you have nothing else better to do, bro? Like, how about you go score a goal, like instead of trying to injure players. Um,
Yeah.
but yeah, the whole JT Miller thing. I mean, I hope he's okay because again, he's gonna be a huge part of that Rangers team for a bounce back season. There hasn't been really any update on him. Uh, Vasilevsky as well. I don't really know. They said he's been off the ice for the past like 2 weeks, and there's been no report whatsoever. John Cooper has said that he should be back for opening night, but the fact that he just like hasn't practiced at all, I'm like, what?
Yeah,
Like
it's not.
goalies have been practicing, so I don't really understand that at all. But okay. Um, any other injuries?
I think that's all.
Spread.
I think that's it. I think that's it. But moral of the story: preseason is too long. They're finally shortening it next year, and we finally, like, all hockey fans can finally be happy and see hockey start in September, like, officially, instead of preseason and training camp and all that stuff. Okay. Quickly, Oilers adding Connor Ingram today, for future
Yeah,
considerations. I mean, I think that's a solid piece right there. I think that was a smart move for them to add another goalie in case Stuart Skinner is not is not great. We obviously don't know how good Calvin Pickard is as well. I mean, sort of, but I think now them having Ingram in their rotation, I feel like you know, they can throw him in if like both those guys are struggling because we already know Stuart Skinner is not the most consistent goalie, and then Calvin Pickard the same thing. So I feel like Connor Ingram, who was solid, and apparently, I mean, I remember 2 years ago when he was getting like Vesna consideration for how he was playing in Arizona, right?
yeah. I mean, in his career, he has like a 902 save percentage. And let's not forget, like he played on like that Arizona Coyotes team that really wasn't that great. In
Exactly.
2022-2023 season, and then 2023-2024 Coyotes. They were okay. Like it was whatever. But he's never really played for like let's just be for real. He's never played on like a good hockey team. You know what I mean? Like the Arizona Coyotes and Utah were like mid, but like the Edmonton Oilers are a good hockey. Like they're good to great hockey team. So I think Connor Ingram. I do believe he will be battling for the starting position because I'm most certain Stuart Skinner is not locked in as starting goalie. There's absolutely no fucking way that's possible. So I think Connor Ingram, I think, is very much capable of taking over the starting role in Edmonton. I don't see why not. Like he's done somewhat decent on a mid team, on a team that's lower than the Edmonton Oilers. So I think with a better defense, having one of the best defensive defensemen in the league in Matthias Ekholm, and with a decent core in Edmonton, I think he'll do better than he's doing previously. And yeah, I think I do believe by the end of the year, I think Connor Ingram will be the starter for the Edmonton Oilers going into the playoffs.
Okay, interesting. I mean, yeah, he definitely has the opportunity to do that. right? So I guess we will. I guess we will see how he does. But here we go. It is finally time to preview the Eastern Conference, the harder
Mm.
conference in my opinion. I don't know if Justin agrees. There,
Yeah,
although
yeah,
it doesn't have McDavid, McKinnon, Draisaitl, McCarr, the teams are, I feel, more well built in this division. Like
yeah.
from the bottom of the standings all the way to the top. It's going to be a bloodbath for playoffs. I think in this conference, I can't really see a team that's really really bad compared to like the Sharks, the Blackhawks, and other teams in the West. It's going to be a
Mhm.
really tough conference to win for those top teams, and it's going to be a very hard conference to get into the playoffs with in those wildcard spots. But we have our picks. Let's jump right into it. Let's start with the Metro Division first. Let's start with the Penguins. I want to start with the Penguins. So, the Penguins in the offseason, they added Artur Silovs, Anthony Mantha, Connor Clifton, Johnny Brazeau, Dante Fabry, or Robbie Fabry, sorry. And guys like Matt Grzelcyk and Alex Nedeljkovic departed. So the Pittsburgh Penguins, okay, with Crosby's aspirations to win a Stanley Cup in Pittsburgh again and stay in Pittsburgh for the rest of his career, the Penguins look to they added some decent pieces to their roster to hopefully help Sidney Crosby win a Stanley Cup. But I mean, considering how the last 3 seasons have been in Pittsburgh, and considering how, like I said, how Crosby's getting older, the goaltending is not where it needs to be, especially because Jari is more likely going to start for them. I mean, I could see Silovs definitely taking over, but Nedeljkovic was their guy, and now he's gone. And now they have to really rely on Tristan Jari heavily this season with an aging team. How do you see these Pittsburgh Penguins falling, coming into the season? Where do you see them finishing, and how good are they going to
Yeah.
be?
Um, you know, I love how, you just mentioned all those guys that they signed, but like, let's just be for real. Like, those guys are not going to help Sidney Crosby get a Stanley Cup. What are we talking about, bro? Like, they're all like mid to casual players. Like, what are we talking about? Penguins team, this team is not great, but I think they all know that Crosby is there to fucking win a cup with them. Okay, he's gonna push. He's gonna rally the guys to make the playoffs. Okay, I think there's gonna be a fire under the team to start the season, and I think they're gonna get hot. To try and push for a playoff spot by the trade deadline, so that they can potentially add more players. To help Crosby do his thing. Um, I'm struggling to put them in a spot because I don't really know what to think. Like, or they could just be terrible and like lose like the first like 8 games of the season,
I'll tell
and then it's like okay.
you make your pick, and I'll tell you where I got them.
Um, Now I don't think they're gonna make the playoffs. I think they might get hot, but then fall and fall and fall as the season continues. I have them seventh in this division because yeah, like there's just better teams than them. Like, and it's just like the additions, like I don't really understand. Like, I don't understand the additions whatsoever. Like to try and help Crosby, but they're not like pieces that you're like, oh yeah, yeah, these guys are gonna help us make the playoffs. Like, what are we talking about, bro? So it's gonna be seventh. And I don't think they're gonna make the playoffs. I think they're gonna push really hard, but then they're gonna fall and fall and fall after the deadline. And I think seventh.
You
It's just
nailed.
many questions. Sorry. It's just many questions about the team. The goaltending is a question. The defense is a question. Although they're older, their top guys are getting older, which is a major question mark. Is Malkin going to get traded? Question mark. The depth? Question mark. See, guys, like, is there any like stability or like vision about like what you guys are trying to do? There's clearly nothing. So yeah, I think seven.
Yeah, you nailed it on the head with how they're, how it is. The guys that they added are not, they're not guys to build win a Stanley Cup with, but they're definitely depth pieces to spread around that shitty roster. Last place. I think they come last place in the division. They are not better than 7 other teams in this division. Um, Especially a team that I want to definitely talk about, one of their rivals. But yeah, I mean, I'll tell you what's going to happen with Crosby later. what I have to preview with another team. But I just don't think the Pittsburgh Penguins are that good at all. Like you said, we don't know what to expect. I feel like you said by the deadline they're going to sell, and then they're going to fall, 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 and fall. They're definitely not making playoffs. They're not. They're if they didn't make it the past few years, especially when they acquired Eric Carlson. What makes you think they're going to make it
Yeah.
now when Crosby's older, right? His game might fall a little bit. Who knows? We're going to see. It's just a whole bunch of questions that we have no idea what the answers are going to be. The goaltending, Tristan Jarry, like I have no idea what to
He
expect.
sucks.
I have no idea what to expect from Tristan Jarry. Eric Carlson as well. Like I don't know what to expect from him either. His name's been on the trade block pretty recently. Malkin as well. I don't. I have no idea if Malkin's going to be here at the end of the season. It's just a lot of questions that we have no idea what the answers are going to be to those questions. And for me, eighth place is very solid. They will be a lottery team, hopefully looking at Gavin McKenna next year's draft. But we will see. We will see where the Pittsburgh Penguins finish. So you have them seventh, and I have them eighth. So obviously missing playoffs. Moving on to their Pennsylvania rival, the Philadelphia Flyers. I really, really want to talk about the Philadelphia Flyers here because I think they have something special brewing in Philly. They
Something special.
I
Wow.
love the fact that Trevor Zegras is getting a new home. I love Rick Tocchet as the head coach of this team. Rick Tocchet is a phenomenal coach in this league. We've seen him do it in Vancouver in his first full season, bringing these guys to a Pacific Division title. We know Rick Tocchet's history, assistant coach with Sullivan for Sullivan in Pittsburgh, winning a Stanley Cup there. Talk has the great experience to get under these young guys and motivate them to play some good hockey. And I feel now with Philadelphia, the guys like you got Drysdale, you got Zegras, you got Michkov, you got Tippett, you got Forster. Like you got a solid ass team that could definitely definitely do well in these playoffs. Or not playoffs, the regular season. I really like this team, and I really want to see how Michkov does in his second year. I'm just a fan of this
Mhm.
team. I like the roster. It looks really solid. They added Dvorak. They added Vladar to back up Arison. They really have faith in Arison being their guy. Um, and yeah, not really many departures other than Fedotov to the Jackets and Ryan Pelling up the middle, who they basically just replaced for Dvorak. So
Yeah.
I'm you know what? I think these guys they're not ready for playoffs yet, obviously, but they definitely will be definitely competing with teams with other teams in this division because it is a tough division. So
Yeah, it is.
I'm gonna say sixth place. I think they're gonna come sixth place in this division. I think they have the pieces to at least do decent, and I think middle of the pack, sixth place. I think it's fair.
Okay. Um, Personally, I'm not a fan of this Flyers team. Again, to go along with the Pittsburgh Penguins, I think there's many questions to be asked. One, the goaltending. I'm not really sold on Urson. Um, Urson is again is a mid goalie, and then Vladar is also like mid. Like, what are we talking about, bro? So I'm not a fan of the goaltending. The defense is kind of I'm questioning the defense. Like, okay, you have Drysdale and Sanheim, but then it's like Zamula, Giddings, Sealer, and Cam York. Like I'm not really familiar with the defense. Like I know Sanheim's good and Drysdale, still young. He's gonna obviously improve. But Cam York, Sealer, Gidding, and Zamula isn't really screaming me like a good defensive unit. Their center core is I'm kind of concerned about their center core because okay, they have Zegras, Couturier, Noah Cates, and Christian Dvorak. But Couturier is their second line center who is injury prone. He's injured like every season and it's usually out for an extended period of time. So after Couturier, like who's like Couturier might get hurt again. Noah Cates sliding into that second line center, Christian Dvorak, like because now they haven't played fourth line, so I'm curious as to what they're gonna do. Um, Top six is nice. I do like their top six with Tippett, Zegras, Michkov, and then Grabankin is looking like Couturier and Konechny. Konechny is always a beast every season. He always in front of the net, causing problems. Um, I just think this Metro division is extremely tough compared to other years, and I'm gonna have the Flyers coming eighth only because I'm banking on the Pittsburgh Penguins to start hot, start the season hot, and then eventually fall down. But I just think there's so many good teams in this Metro that I just don't think the Flyers are going to be able to really compete with these other teams in the Metro Division. So I have them currently going eighth. And again, a lot of question marks with this team. I'm not really sold on the Florida with the Philadelphia Flyers.
Solid. Yeah, I mean, like you said, it is a tough division. Um, yeah, their centerpieces, could be a bit shaky, but for me, I feel like they're gonna ride off the new coach. Like obviously, we see this all the time. Every team that gets a new coach, they always have like a good start. Every single time a coach gets fired, they always win like a few, like they go on a decent like streak. We see it all the time, and I think yeah, I mean, I'll disagree just a little bit by saying they're not going to come last. Like, I definitely think Pittsburgh's worse, but I mean, you never know. You never know. The Flyers could surprise a lot of people, and I think they might. Just the way they play, they might surprise people. I think sixth place is solid. But let's move along. Who should we talk about next, Justin? I'll let you pick.
Um, I'm trying to talk about the New York Islanders. I'm
Okay,
I'm I am very fascinated by one of the teams that I hate because I'm intrigued by this
really?
Islanders team. I am. I am intrigued. Um, and the reason why I'm intrigued is because their team is not lottery tier. Like they're not draft lottery tier. Okay, I understand they got the number one draft pick last year. Okay, and they
Luck,
got Matty Schaefer,
luck.
which I know it was luck, but when I look at this team now, it doesn't scream draft lottery. It doesn't scream like, oh, they're going to be like mid to bottom. I I think they're going to be pushing for this playoff spot, and
Really?
I do. I do believe they'll be pushing for a wild card spot. I don't have the additions with me right now. Obviously, they got Matty Schaefer.
They got Schaefer. They added
Yeah,
Drouin. They added David Riddick, but they lost Noah Dobson. Big piece at
yeah,
the back end, and I know Matt Martin is not playing it in the NHL anymore.
yeah. Um, yeah. So I'm okay. I have them. Okay, now I need you to listen. Okay, I have them six in the division. Okay, which it is a bit harsh to put them sixth because again the Metro is so tough, and I think there's just five teams that are a little bit better than them. I think they will barely miss out on the wild card spot. Okay, but I think they will be pushing for a playoff spot. But this Islanders team is actually like
It's not
is somewhat
bad.
decent. Like
Not bad.
it's not bad. Like Duran, Bo Horvat, Emil Heineman, who they just received in the Noah Dobson trade. Anders Lee, who you could probably put Anthony Duclair in there on the second line, second left wing. Matty Barzal again. Barzal needs to stay healthy. Okay, Barzal has to stop getting injured. Okay, if Barzal can play 70 to 75 games, this Islanders team will push for a playoff spot. Okay, Matty Barzal, Kyle Palmieri, and then bottom six you got Pajo, Holmstrom, Duclair, Sazika, Siplikov. Like the forward core, I'm actually a fan of this forward core. There's goals there. There's power play point. 100%. Durant, who revitalized his career in Colorado. He can put up points with this Islanders team. I think like he can put up 50, 60 points. With this Islanders team. And I am a fan of their center core. I like Horvat. I like Barzal. I like Jean Gabriel Pajot. And I like the wingers. And they have good depth. I understand that they lost Noah Dobson, but what I've seen in preseason, Matty Schaefer has looked like an absolute beast, and I assume he's going to play first power play because like I don't see why not. The defense score is actually somewhat decent as well. Like Romanov, Tony DeAngelo, Pelech, and Pollock. Obviously, that's like every year. And then right now they have Matty Schaefer on the third pair with Scott Mayfield. So, a little bit of veteranship with Scott Mayfield with the rookie with Matty Schaefer. And then obviously your goaltending is, Sorokin's going to play like 60 games. Come on. Yeah, I think this Islanders team, I'm very intrigued by how they're going to do. We've always known them as a team who struggles to score, but I do believe that they're going to score a ton of goals this year. Especially with like the new addition of Matty Schaefer. I'm excited to see what he's gonna do. And yeah, they're gonna push for playoffs, but I think they're just gonna barely miss out, and I have them sixth going in the Metro Division.
If you think sixth is harsh, I have them seventh. I think the Flyers have a bit of a brighter future than the Islanders. I mean, they have Schaefer, but like like you said, they're not really a lottery team. The team is old. The team is like really old. It's nothing like these guys are all getting older. Like they get like I want to know what the average age of this team is because I swear, like Palmieri old, Pellick and Pollock old, Horvat old. Like these guys, man, they're getting old. The team is just not great. We already know defensively they had so many issues last year. Their PK not being the greatest. Uh, Waugh having his battles with Sorokin. I mean, I wonder how that's going to be. We've already seen like stuff in the media with that last year. I just don't think that the Islanders are that great of a team. I think there's how many teams over here? Six better teams. And the Flyers, I think, edge them out just a little bit in terms of standings points.
Really?
Now, I think Schaefer is going to have a great season as well. I mean, he's going to play with some great veterans, but don't expect this team to make playoffs. I don't think they're there. I don't think they're there at all. If you ask me, I feel really bad for Ilias. I feel really bad for Ilya Sorokin, an elite goaltender on a pretty shit team, if you ask me. But almost certain.
Team.
I'm almost certain the Islanders will definitely not make playoffs. They're just for me. There's nothing excites me about the Islanders. There's definitely a way better New York team that we're going to talk about shortly. And for me, the Islanders are just not it. Especially if Barzell can't stay healthy. That's huge. If he can't stay healthy, that's really going to mess them up. Considering he's their superstar. I'm looking at guys like Horvat to really step up and really, you know, to put this team on the back if they have a chance at making playoffs. Um, Anders Lee as well. I've heard his name around the trade rumors pretty recently. So if they're not making playoffs, look for him to get traded, even though he's their captain. For me, this team is just not. They're just not going to make. They're not ready for playoffs yet, and they're definitely not making it. I think they need to do a serious retool and figure out pieces of their roster. And for me, they just don't like. Obviously, the only bright spot for me is Matty Schaefer, and we're gonna, it's a development year. We're gonna see how these guys do. But for me, seventh place is more than fair. Maybe I'm being generous, but I think seventh place for the Islanders is where they're gonna finish.
So what makes the Flyers not much better, but what makes the Flyers better than the Islanders?
Their youth. I'm excited to see how Zegras does. I'm excited to see how Michkov does. I'm excited to see Drysdale then playing all together under a great coach and Rick Tocchet. For me, I just think it'll be better than Patrick Raw's Islanders.
Okay. I don't know. I'm personally intrigued because like I'm excited to see Schaefer and Barzalka stay healthy. You know how this team's gonna do. You know throughout the regular season. You know if they can actually score goals because we know them for not being able to score many goals. You know new guy quarterback in the power play now.
Yeah, exactly. You really want to test Matty Schaefer? Put him on the first D unit and first power play.
Why not? Yeah, I don't know, and I do like the Duran signing. I'm a huge fan of that signing, but I don't know. We'll see about the Islanders. Um.
Let's move on. I want to talk about the other team in New York.
Oh, okay.
Why?
Okay.
Who are you going to talk? Who did you want to talk about?
I mean, I will talk about the Columbus Blue Jackets, but
Okay,
we will go to New York. We will stay.
let's stick to New York. Let's stick in New York because for me, this is where the first playoff team comes in when we're talking about the Metropolitan Division. The Rangers played under. They were underperforming with what they actually should have been playing last year. They had a great team on paper. Um, I don't know what happened. Sorokin. Shesterkin played his butt off all year, giving them games that he probably shouldn't have been winning. We witnessed it in Toronto. Remember, you and I bought last minute tickets to go see the Rangers in Toronto, and Shesterkin was just absolutely robbing Tavares, Nylander, everybody. Like that team was nasty, and I mean, yeah, last year they missed playoffs by a little bit. Like I said, underperformed. Shesterkin is going to, obviously play at the level he is. Defensively, Adam Fox, expect him to have a big year. He's been working this offseason. The new Gavrikov signing, I'm really interested in. The Rangers definitely needed a piece on defense, and I think they got it with Gavrikov. Him and Fox are going to be a disgusting
Yeah.
pair. I really like that signing. On forward, JT Miller, their new captain. I wonder how that's going to play out. I think because he's been in New York before, I think it'll be okay. He's playing with veterans this time. He doesn't have to deal with Elias Pettersson and his shitty work ethic like in Vancouver. He has our guy like Panarin, who's on a contract year, by the way. So
Yeah.
expect a solid season from the bread man, especially if he wants to get that bag. You know how these Russians like to play when it comes to
Yeah.
their contract
We
years.
saw. He
Um,
wants that
exactly.
bread.
What's his name? Vincent Trocheck. I love Trocheck. He's a great player who could score goals. He could definitely, help this team. Lafreniere, he's starting to come into form last year,
Had a good season.
and he had a good
He had a good.
season. So expect another one from him. The depth pieces were Matt Rempe, obviously, Brodzinski. I'm excited. Oh, they got Taylor Radish as well. Um, yeah, I mean, first season without Chris Kreider, so we're gonna see how that works. But he was not, he wasn't really that great last year, considering he was one of their best guys, and he was healthy scratched by Laviolette. Arguably a dumb decision, but who am I to judge? Um, I really like this team. Now, for me, if they're gonna be an elite contender, they need Mika Zibanejad to step up. Zibanejad has not been great the past 2, 3 seasons. He has to have a good season. And I think if he plays with JT Miller and he plays with some of these guys like Panarin on a contract year, he puts up 60, 70 points like he has before. I think the Rangers are going to be a tough team to beat. And I think for me, that they're making playoffs pretty comfortably, coming in at second in the Metropolitan Division.
Yeah. Yeah, actually, this is the first time we're going to agree because I also have them second in the Metro Division. I think Adam Fox is going to have bounce back year because last year, like he was fine, but it's not Foxy clean standards. I think him now being paired with one of the better defensive defensemen in the league in Gavrikov, I think is going to be huge for him. He could just focus more on the offensive role. New coach, I mean, Sullivan is one of the best coaches
Exactly.
in our generation. Like arguably like one of the best coaches of all time with the amount of cups he's won. Um, the thing that I'm questioning is the depth. I'm not sold on the bottom six. Like the lines that they're running right now: Brett Berard, Parsonen, Taylor Radish, Edstrom, Carrick, Matt Rempe. I just don't see many goals coming from this bottom six. Don't really see like any player like any creativity whatsoever. I think that's going to be a struggle, but I do believe that their top six is they're going to contribute to like let's be honest like 80% of the goals. Like Miller, as long as he can stay healthy, new captain Miller, Zib, Panarin, Trocheck, Laugh, Will Cooley. And, Cooley had like I think 20 plus goals last year on the Rangers team that really didn't really do great at all. So I think with a more improved Rangers team with the new coach, I think Cooley could score 25, 30 goals, especially on the line with Miller and Zibanejad. As what you said, Zibanejad has to do what Zibanejad did a couple years ago and like actually do something and put up points. Like Zibanejad is not he's not a scrub. Like we know how good Zibanejad can be. So yeah, defense, looking about the same. Susie, Borgen, Schneider, Vakanainen, Fox, and then obviously Chesty's going to be your goalie. Chesty's arguably top 3 goalies in the league. So, Rangers second. I think there's only one better team than them, and we will talk about them later.
Sorry, I just put on a sweater. It's getting a bit chilly in here. It's getting a bit chilly, but yeah, like I agree, man. The Rangers just
Rangers second.
And people who watch the podcast know how much of a fan of the Rangers we both are. We love this team. The Madison Square Garden, the logo, the jersey, everything about MSG, everything about the Rangers. It's just screams like original 6 franchise. Like we need these guys to make playoffs, and I mean both of us think second place. Got one better team. I'm curious to see who Justin has over them because it might be different from me. But we will get to that in a second. But let's go to just a bit.
Let's talk about the Devils.
Yes, exactly. We were going to talk about the Devils. Just signed Luke Hughes to a $9 million contract for 7 years. He's making the most money out of all the Hughes brothers, and he's played his second or third season now, which is crazy. My goodness, like we're just dumping money everywhere in this league. It's crazy. I mean, that contract will look nice in a few years, but wow, $9 million for like the worst Hughes brother. That's pretty insane. But let's talk about the Devils. Oh man, Sheldon Keefe's second season with the Devils. Last year Justin and I thought they were going to win the Metro, and then, oh man,
Yeah,
all of a sudden, injuries for Hamilton, Marsham injured as well. Jack
Jack
Hughes
Hughes.
cannot stay healthy for the life of him, but yet there's people on the NHL Network that would rather have Jack Hughes over Austin Matthews. Is crazy. The disrespect. Listen, you already know my feeling on the Leafs. They're starting to warm up on me, even though as a Habs fan, like they have a good team. The Matthews hate.
Oh
Hold on,
my god,
listen. The Matthews hate is crazy. They didn't even have him in top 10 in this year. They had him 15th. Listen, listen, listen.
bro! Every time we talk, you're hating on the man.
Yeah, but guess what? Guess what? It's to rage bait you. It's to rage bait you, and it
Yeah,
works. And it works. But I think the disrespect has gone. I've talked to whoever, Mitty about this, whoever about this. The disrespect is crazy. He was ranked third last year, and now he's 15th. I don't think he's the 15th best player in the league. I think he's definitely in the top 10 over certain players. But back to the Devils. I mean, Jack Hughes, if he can stay healthy, they have a chance. Um, I don't know, man. I mean, they added Connor Brown, they added Addison, they added Dadenoff. They didn't really lose anybody, but to me, it doesn't scream playoff team again. And I feel like,
oh wow,
and I feel like and
whoa,
I feel like Markstrom, man. Like I don't know what's going on with him, but yeah, I don't think this team's gonna be successful this year. I think they miss playoffs again.
oh boy.
Only because I have both wild cards going to the Atlantic Division once again from last year. For me, the Devils, man. If Jack Hughes can stay healthy, they can make playoffs. I just don't think that's the case. I just don't think he can stay healthy. I don't think that's possible. And yeah, I mean they got the depth, but like fourth, fourth, they'll just miss playoffs. They'll just miss playoffs, in my opinion. They'll just miss playoffs. But
Yeah,
it's all going to depend on if Jack Hughes, the superstar, can stay healthy.
yeah. I have them fourth as well. I changed them from third to fourth. I have them fourth. Um, oh, I don't know. This Devils team, like what you said, it just there's something lacking with this Devils team, and I don't know what it is. I cannot put my finger on it. Like I don't know if it's they're missing another superstar. I don't know if because like okay, Dougie Hamilton, if he goes down, boom, you could just get Luke Hughes on that power play, no problem. Or Luke Hughes, you could just put on that power play. The forward core is decent. Like I'm not. There's no issue with the forward core. Like I like their depth. You know, they have Connor Brown, Paul Cotter, Cody Glass. You know, it's cool. You know, it's whatever. Um, the top six, you know, Timo Meyer, if he has a bounce back season, you know, let's not forget Timo Meyer can put up 80 to 90 points. Like we've seen it happen when he played with the San Jose Sharks. Like it's not ridiculous. Like Timo Meyer can do that. Jack Hughes, if he can stay healthy, I'm telling you right now, if Jack Hughes can stay healthy, he can put up 100 points a season. It's very much possible. Jack Hughes is that caliber of a player. Jesper Bratt is a great player. Um, I
Can
just think there's three
can
better
he is the
teams in them.
question. Can he is the question.
No, can't do as much. I think there's three better teams in them, but I do think they will come fourth in this division of the Metro. And yeah, um, will they make playoffs though?
You have them fourth, so that's a playoff spot unless you
No,
have no.
they will not.
Dude, there we
They will
go.
not
It's
make
another thing we agree on.
the Atlantic Division is better teams and the Atlantic Division. Yeah, yeah. Like let's just be for real. Yeah. So they will not make playoffs.
Wow. Okay, another thing we agree on. There's fourth place. We both think is fair for the Devils. We'll see. It's literally all going to depend on if Jack Hughes can stay healthy because, bro, you lost your best
Yeah.
defenseman and you lost your best player. Unfortunate. This is the game. You gotta adapt to certain situations. I get it, but we'll see. Devils for us missing playoffs for the second year in a row. We've got three teams left. I want to talk about. Let's go with the Washington Capitals before we move on to the Atlantic. We're already pushing 50 minutes. My goodness. But let's talk about the Capitals. Last year, you know, great season, second overall in the league. After not expecting, nobody expected them to do what they did. Ovi, he hit his number. Um, it's basically the same team coming back. Besides Mangiapane going to the Oilers, it's pretty much the exact same team coming back. Taylor Radish obviously gone as well, but for me, the Capitals, they're definitely, oh, whatever happened there, definitely not where they were going to be last year. They're not going to
No.
run. They're not going to win the Eastern Conference. They're not going to become first in the Eastern Conference. I have them third, playing the Rangers in the first round of the Stanley Cup playoffs. I think everything's going to cool off after Ovi scoring his goal, his goal to beat Gretzky. I think the team is I think the goaltending, yeah, like with Charlie Lindgren, Logan Thompson can like play his game, but for me, I don't know. I feel like Washington, they're just not like. I mean, last year we predicted in the playoffs, right? We saw how they were going
Yeah.
to do. We didn't see them as like a threat in the Eastern Conference, and they
Yeah.
still they still don't have that like killer instinct as other teams do. And I feel the Rangers have that more so than the Washington Capitals. I think the Capitals were riding off vibes and Ovi trying to break his record, and I feel like that like since it's now the goal record is done, I feel like that's going to dwindle throughout the season. And I still think they're a decent team in the conference. I just think third place is more than fair to put these, it's an older team as well, mind you. I'm excited to see Ryan Leonard, how he does with this
Yeah.
team. I'm really excited for that. I want to see how Ovi does now. Like he might just screw off the whole season after breaking the goal record, because we already know this is his last season in the NHL. It's already been documented from OV, from the Capitals organization, that he will not return and he will probably go back to Russia and play in Putin's league. So I'm pretty sure for a fact that the
Yeah.
Capitals will come third in the division. I think that's a very safe bet.
Yeah. Um, I had them fifth in this
Oh,
division. I am not making the playoffs. Um, I'm not sold on this Capitals team, and it's only because last year a lot of guys had career years, and it's really like it's not impossible, but it's not likely that they're gonna like have the same season as last year or like go above and beyond like how they did last year. Dylan Strome had a career year last year. Protus career year last year. McMichael career year last year. Last year, Chikrin had like 20 plus goals, which was a career high for him. And then obviously Ovi, got his goal scoring record. I do believe this team will fall down, and they're not going to make the playoffs again. Last year, a lot of guys had career years. I just don't see it happening again. Like, what are the chances of all these guys having career years, monster years? Um,
yeah, Strome, Protus,
Otis, Michael,
Chikrin,
Chikrin,
McMichael. Yeah,
Thompson was in Vesna talks for a couple months. Like when he took
everybody,
over the starting role.
everybody got hot at the same time.
So and I don't see it happen. Like what are the chances it's going to happen again? So, I have them fifth. I like again this Metro division is tough, but I just think there's four better teams in them. Nothing against the Capitals. I mean, like they're cool. It's whatever. But yeah, I just don't see them having even Dubois. Dude, Dubois last year was great for them after that trash year in LA. Like, so again, I don't see all these guys having above and beyond years again, and I've had them fifth. Nothing wrong with the team though. Like, nothing wrong, but I think they're all going to regress just a little bit and hit reality. But yeah, I think it's going to be fifth.
Okay, moving along. Columbus Blue Jackets, the team last year that won all those games in a row and just missed playoffs by 1 point due to my Montreal Canadiens, baby. It was a great last couple weeks in the NHL. It was down right to the last game. If Montreal literally lost that game to the Hurricanes, uh, Columbus would have been in the playoffs, and we had no idea what would have happened. Probably could have beat Washington, considering how they did in the last two games against them last year. But
Yeah.
the team, I mean, losing a couple pieces in JVR, Sean Corrali, and Daniil Tarasov, but they got Ivan Vedetov, and they got Christian Fischer off waivers. Still, the team's okay. I mean, Wierenski, is he that good, or did he just like have a really good season last year? Did he play more that like better than expected? I don't know.
Exactly.
Or can he
Exactly.
can he repeat? Can he repeat? from last year.
Not good.
That is what we don't know. Justin thinks he's that good. But the team, it's solid. It's not bad, but it's not a playoff team. Unfortunately, as much as I want to see these guys make the playoffs, I like especially for Gaudreau, I don't. I think the Atlantic is much harder, and there's other teams that are gonna fight for that wild card spot. I have them fifth. I have them behind New Jersey. Still have them missing playoffs. I we gotta see a big year from Fantilli here. I really want to see how he does. Um, yeah, I mean, I can't really like names are there. I'm blank on these names. I can't really like think of
And
like
Johnson,
yeah,
Chinnikov, Martino,
yes, there you
Voronkov.
go. Yes, there you go. Marchenko as well. I've heard Chinikov's name in trade rumors recently. I don't know. You
Yeah,
remember him to Toronto was something that they were
yeah,
talking about.
throwing it out.
But
Yeah, we're just throwing it out. Gene.
I don't know. For me, I don't think they're gonna make the playoffs this year. I think like the Capitals, they're not gonna fall off of that hard. Obviously the Rangers, and then we'll talk about Carolina in a second. But I think for me that the Atlantic is just too tough, and there's gonna be teams that are more hungry and end up making playoffs over the Columbus Blue Jackets. But they will be within a couple points of making playoffs. They just don't have it yet this year.
Um, I think after what happened last year, I think they're going to be extremely hungry. I think, this team is not old. I'll tell you that. I mean, Voronkov, Marchenko, Fantilli, Ken Johnson, Sillinger, Chinnikov, like, bro, these guys are still somewhat young. Um, Fantilli had 30 goals last year. I expect him to do the exact same. Boone Jenner was injured for a good chunk of the year, but when he came back, he was providing goals and points for this Blue Jackets team last year. Ken Johnson, again, Marchenko. I'm high on Marchenko. I really like how Marchenko plays. I think he's going to have another 70 to 80 point season. Werenski, he's obviously going to. I personally think he's going to do the same. Werenski is top 5 D man in the league. I think when healthy, Werenski is just an absolute unit. He does everything like that you ask him to do. He can play 25 minutes a night. He can play both ends of the ice. Like, what are we talking about? Fabro was a great pickup off waivers, by the way. I'm pretty sure he was on the Nashville Predators and came in last year and was great. Helped and played with Werenski on the first pair, and then obviously Provorov and Demon Severson as the top 4. Goaltending, I'm not really sure with Merzlikins, but they also have Jed Greaves, who's actually done well for them when they needed him most, and they also have Ivan Fedotov, who they traded for. I do like their depth as well. I like Cole Sillinger, young guy. Chinnikov, Miles Wood, who they got from the Colorado Avalanche, Matthew Oliver, who can score 10, 15 plus goals, Charlie Coyle as well. I think this team is hungry after what happened last year, and I have them third in the Metro. I think they will make the playoffs. Yeah, I'm excited. I'm excited for this Columbus Blue Jackets team, man. Like I hype up some of these guys on this team. Yeah, I think the Jackets are gonna have a good season, and I think it's time that they make the playoffs. Sean Monahan was great last year as well. And I think he's gonna do the same. And yeah, again, there's really no pressure for this Columbus Blue Jackets team, which is good for them. Like, I don't really think there's not much pressure at all. Like, I think they just go out there, they have a good team. I think they have a good team, and they can just go out there, play their game, play some hockey games, get some wins, and just make the playoffs. I think they're very much capable of making the playoffs, and that's why I'm third.
Yeah, I could definitely I could definitely switch like my pick between the Devils and Blue Jackets. I think that they'll be that close. I just like I said, the Atlantic Division, man, it's going to be tough. But you have them winning a
Yeah.
division. You have them winning a division spot. So I mean, that's pretty impressive. I guess we will see how they do. Hopefully, they make playoffs. But tough division, tough conference. Last but not least for the Metro, before we move on to the Atlantic, let's quickly talk about the Hurricanes. You already know we didn't list them from 8 to 2. Obviously, Justin and I have them winning the the division. I have them winning the conference, and I also have them winning the President's Trophy. I think the Hurricanes will be the best regular season team in the National Hockey League this year. I love the Ehlers ad. Adds a great forward piece that they need. I love the Keandre Miller trade. They added a great piece to put on defense. And, they're adding some depth in Eric Robinson as well. The Hurricanes, man. Aho, going to have a great year. Svechnikov as well. I'm curious to see the goaltending. If Kochekov takes over the starting position due to Freddie Anderson's, ability to stay healthy or not. The D as well. I'm looking for a big season from Slavin. Sean Walker as well. I'm like this team. They're a solid, decent, like defensively built team. One of the best defensive teams in the league. People say. Brindamore. I mean, this is like his year. He has to do something besides lose in the conference final pretty fast. I think like this team is going to be looking for a Stanley Cup, and like it's about time. Like we always talk about the Hurricanes as like cup contenders throughout the regular season, and I feel that this year they're going to show that by dominating the regular season, therefore winning the President's Trophy, in my opinion. And yeah, I think they're gonna win the they're gonna win. They're gonna win the division. They're gonna win the conference, and they're gonna win the President's Trophy.
Yeah. I'm with you on the conference and the President's Trophy. There's actually nothing wrong with this Carolina Hurricanes team. I think everything is good with this Carolina Hurricanes team. The top six is great. Jarvis Aho, Ehlers, Svechnikov, Stank, and Jackson Blake, who was an absolute beast when he came to the league
Yes,
last year.
Jackson Blake.
Bottom six, Taylor Hall, who's a former Hart winner, by the way. Kakiniemi, Eric Robinson, Carrier, Stahl, Jordan Martinook. A decent bottom six. Defensive pair. I love this defense a lot. Slavin, Walker. Slavin is the best defensive defenseman in the league. You also have Condre Miller, who is another defensive unit, who is decent at defending. Chatfield, another defensive defender, and then they are adding a new rookie, Alexander Nikishkin, who a lot of guys I've seen on Twitter are high on, especially Carolina Hurricanes fans. So I expect them to take over first power play. Over Shane Gostisbehere. Now, Gostisbehere is also very good, as we saw last year on the power play. He was just feeding apples all day to Aho, Svech, Darby. So Gostisbehere can do the thing on the power play, but I assume the Kishkin will get first power play. And then obviously they have two solid goaltenders in Freddie Anderson and
Kochekov.
Yeah, Kochekov. Thank you. And also Ron Brindamore is a great coach. So no weaknesses at all with this team. I am very high on the Carolina Hurricanes, and they will finish first in the division and first in the league.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, and to be honest, I'm not really scared of the injury bug hitting these guys. Like if Svechnikov gets injured, which he does, like you could just put Taylor Hall up there, and then you're perfectly fine. Like you could just switch both of them. Ehlers, yeah, they got that. Like if Ehlers gets injured, like you could just put Svechnikov in there, and then you're fine. Jarvis doesn't get injured. Aho doesn't really get injured. Stank doesn't get injured.
What do they have their tops? Their top six must be Ehlers, Aho, Jarvis, and then they've got Svechnikov. Who else is on that line?
Stankoven, Jackson Blake.
Jackson Blake. That's a great top six. It's a really great top six.
Yeah, and again, the injury bug, I don't really see it hitting them at all. So I think they'll be perfectly fine. And yeah, I mean they have fire jerseys too. So I will see.
You always love the jerseys.
When I see fire jerseys, it doesn't matter what team. If I hate you, if I'm cool with y'all, I will still say y'all got fire jerseys. So Carolina, fire jerseys, first place everywhere. Tremendous team. And yeah.
Yeah. Before we move on, I'm just going to agree with you that they have no flaws. They have a great team. And first place in the whole league is fair. The President's Trophy is coming to the Eastern Conference, in our opinion.
Yeah.
So we will see. But that will do it for the Metro. Let's move on to our division. My team, his team, the Atlantic Division. Our favorite division. Like I said, our teams are in it. It's probably the most competitive division, in our opinion. So let's start right away. Who do we want to start with, Justin? Who do we want to start with? Let's go with
Sabres.
The Sabres. Yeah, the Sabres. Let's go with the Sabres. Oh man, the Buffalo Sabres. Whew. Let's see. Let's start with the Buffalo Sabres. Well, they added Alex Lyon, Josh Doan, and Kessering from a trade in Utah for Peterka, by the way. Speaking of Peterka, he is gone. And Connor Clifton gone as well on D. Justin. This team has missed playoffs I don't know how many years in a row now. What are we at? 13, 15? I don't even know. It's been a
Let's
long
count. Bro.
it's been a long time since the Buffalo Sabres have made playoffs. Last year was supposed to be the year that they overtake this circle of Ottawa, Detroit, and them. But Montreal,
Yeah.
they Montreal has went to the top, rebuilt, went to the top and rebuilt in the probably the same amount of like times in a smaller period than Buffalo making playoffs. They've done that like
Yeah.
I don't understand. Montreal, Detroit, and Ottawa have surpassed Buffalo in every other way. Losing a player in Paterka, who was probably like one of your most consistent scorers last year, that's gonna suck. Tage Thompson last year had a very off year. I mean, what did he? Well, his point totals were pretty low. No, he didn't really score much last year. Um,
Yeah, it was great for him, but it really wasn't great for anybody in
the
Buffalo. So I'm
exactly
like,
the depth. I don't know if it's going to sustain on offense. Defense, I like Darlene. Obviously, he's going to be their guy. They just got Kesslering now, so he's probably going to play that top unit with him. They've got Bowen Byram as well. They've got Owen Power. They've got all these. They got these three lefties, but I don't know, man. Every single year, like Buffalo, just continue to just do shit and shit and shit. With the even with goaltending, like Lukanen is off and on. He can have a really good game, but he can also just shit the bed completely. I mean, Alex Lyon's now going to be in there to back him up, who's a decent goalie, I guess. But for me, Buffalo, the streak continues. The streak continues. You will not be making playoffs, in my opinion. And I think seventh place, because the division is so tough, and you've got teams like Detroit, Ottawa, Montreal on the rise. For me, you're not there yet. You're seventh place. You're missing playoffs again.
yeah, yeah. I'll do seventh place. I don't believe this team is that bad. I don't believe this team is seventh
It's
place
just a hard
caliber.
division. If they were in the Central or they were in the Pacific, they would make playoffs.
Yeah. Like top six, like I'm a fan of like Tage Thompson, Josh Norris, Benson, Jason Zucker, McLeod Tuck. Like I'm cool with that top six. The bottom six too. You know, you have Josh Doan who they just acquired, Jack Quinn, and Jerry Kulik. Defense, you know, the defense is the same. Has it's pretty much been the same for the past like 3 years. To be honest, Owen Power, I don't really know what he brings to this Buffalo team, and I think they should just trade the man because like he's just sitting like in the shadow of Darlene, and like
Was he not first
like
overall? Was he first? Was he? He was right.
and like he's just like in the shadow. Like Darlene's gonna be like again, he's one of the cornerstones like for the Buffalo Sabres. So they're not going to trade away Darlene for Owen Power. So I don't really know what the point of like having Owen Power there. Um, yeah, I mean like the defense is fine. Like Kesselring, new addition, Byram, Darlene, Power. It's actually a good defensive core. You know, I'll give them that. Um, Again, goaltending is mid. Like I gotta be honest. Like again, Uko will start like 50 games, but he's just mid, bro. Like let's just be honest. And yeah, this team is seventh. There's just six better teams than them. And yeah, let's just get over it, bro. Like,
I want to talk about this team right here, who's going to be last place in my opinion. It's the Boston Bruins. Holy man, the Boston Bruins last year. Wow,
oh
really,
yeah,
really shit the bed last year. I mean, wow, they were so bad. They were so bad with the whole Swayman deal of him not signing a contract until like what the second day of the season or whatever it was. I remember Corpusalo had to start and Swayman was on IR, like on fantasy because he didn't sign a contract yet. Um, Marchand got traded; he's gone. I mean, they did. Let's look at what they have. They added Tanner Janot. They added Sean Corrali. They added Victor Arvidsson. They added Michael Aitzimon from Tampa. They've added some decent pieces for their depth, but like man, Pasternak is coming into is probably injured right now. I think I don't even know if he's going to be playing the first week or so. I'm pretty sure he's injured from if I'm mistaken. So I don't know what his status is going to be. But if they have any chance of making playoffs, everybody has to get going, and it's just not going to happen. This team is not great. It's not great. The Elias Lindholm trade. I mean, wow. I thought really he was going to do something. I thought he was going to be a huge piece for that team last year, or when he came, and then all of a sudden, man, like wow, like nothing. Zadorov as well. Like last year, I had these guys coming second in the division. Like I thought they were going to be decent, but
yeah,
oh man, like this team just it's not a great team. It really like defensively. I mean, they got Mason Lowry. That's cool. They got McAvoy. Like McAvoy's good, but like something about this team just doesn't like they're not better than any other team in this division. I know you have Swayman, but like even Swayman last year, like he was garbage. Let's not beat around the bush. He was garbage. I
You know
was
what they're lacking?
what
They're lacking goals. It's
goals
passion, and that is it. Let's
exactly.
be for
I
real.
mean, Morgan Geeky had 30 goals last year, but like, do you expect him to do that again? No. Like, come on, man. It was literally because they had no one to do it, and like I said, like he was also playing with Marchand. Marchand's gone now,
Yeah.
and like
Guys,
they're literally just gonna rely on Pastrnak the whole year, and I guess we'll see how he
and then,
does.
what if he gets injured? Who are they going to rely on? Dude, even the defense, no points. McAvoy isn't known for getting points, bro. Who's going to put up points?
Nobody.
Lowry? Like,
Like they like that decor is great when you're in the playoffs because they'll just hit people and block shots. But in the regular season, when you need them to produce points, it's just not going to happen. So for me, Boston once again worst team, probably the worst team in the Eastern Conference, if not Pittsburgh. Eighth in the Atlantic Division for me.
they're going to be eighth, and they're going to have the lowest goals scored or lowest goals for in the entire league when the season ends. Because this team, uh, wow, it's just like I'm confused.
The guys,
Like
they,
they're
the,
like
the
this.
guys, the guys they added, like literally do not contribute any goals. Like Tanner Jeannot, man, that contract was what 3 years at 5 mil. What was that? What the hell was that
What?
contract? That's so random. After the season, Don Sweeney will be out of a job. I'll predict
Yeah,
that.
yeah, maybe. And bro, Casey Middlestat, bro, the Avs got him. The Avs were like, he's trash, and then he's not with the. You send him to Boston. Like, what are we doing, bro? Like,
First, it's gonna be Marco Sturm's first season as the coach as well. So I guess we're gonna see how they do with that. But the
oh,
team is not a great team. Like
it's so
as much as a threat, like as much as I mean, it's really nice for us because we hate the Bruins, and it's finally their time to be shit. Oh man, it's not going to be a great season,
yeah.
in TD at TD Garden. It's just not going to be great.
Boston. It's like, oh, okay, here we go. It's another season that they could do well. It's like teams going to TD Garden. Ah, here we go again. TD Garden. That crowd's gonna get on you, dude. When you look at this team, bro, it's like okay, like the crowd's gonna be done after like the first like 10 minutes. They'll be like, okay, what are we watching?
I
Dude,
know they booed a lot last year, so
yeah,
I'd be really skeptical of picking Pastrnak in fantasy this year. If I'm one
yeah.
of
Even if it's
if I'm one of yeah if I'm one of our like if I'm one of our buddies.
NCG, yeah, yeah, eighth place. This team sucks. No
Okay,
goals whatsoever.
let's move on. I want to talk about who do let you know what? Let's talk about the Tampa Bay Lightning. Let's talk about Tampa.
Oh
Um,
shit.
I want to talk. I want to let's get to Florida. Let's get to the state of
Yo,
Florida, and start off with Tampa. Last year, they made really great trade acquisitions at the deadline and adding Bjorkstrand and Gord. If you ask me, um, great looking team in the regular season, second in the division last year. Unfortunately, you just have to play Florida in the first round because of these playoff formats. Got bounced in 5 games. Um, I saw Vasi in an interview. He was saying how he was just annoyed at getting the quote unquote, the shit kicked out of them at home in the playoffs. I saw a stat they were like 1-9 and 1-10 in their last like 11 playoff games at home.
yeah.
They just have not been great at home in the playoffs. They didn't win a single home game last season because Florida just beat them out quickly. But I mean, Kucherov last year arguably could have won the Hart Trophy. With the season he's having or he had, he's great. Like the top six is obviously disgusting. The bottom six is obviously pretty decent. The defense is obviously good, and you obviously have Vasilevsky. What's to me, the team has had enough rest without after all those 3 playoff runs. They are getting older, but I mean Jake Gensel. I mean that top line is like I'd be scared of that top line of Gensel, Point, and Kucherov. Uh,
Yeah.
it's we're gonna see how this team does, but I am like I said, they're still a great team. They're still a great team. Last year I had them coming as a wild card. Last year they finished second. I think this year they're gonna finish second again. I think they're going to finish second again. They're going to make playoffs comfortably. And yeah, they're just going to go off Kucherov and vibes. I mean, the team's looking really nice. And yeah, I expect another MVP kind of season from Kucherov for this team to get through and go to the make playoffs and come second place. And I think Gensel will get 40 goals this year.
Yeah, yeah, it could. Um,
I don't think
the only thing I'm
I don't think you're very high on this team.
uh, well, the only thing I'm really concerned about is our right wing depth. Gage Gonzalez, Yanni Gord, and Mitchell Chaffee. That's the only really thing I'm concerned about. Or you could just put Bjorkstrand on that second line right wing, and then you have a second line of Hagel, Sorelli, and Oliver Bjorkstrand. Hagel did have like 85 to 90 points last year, so I mean, if you could do that again, that would be huge for them. Um, not, I don't really see any problems with this team whatsoever. Like their defense is about pretty much the same as last year's. Goaltending, obviously, Bass is going to do his thing, and the top line is arguably the best top line in hockey in the whole league. I had them first.
Really?
I had them first in Atlantic. Yes, I do.
Really?
Yeah, I like. There's nothing wrong with this Lightning team. Like, I think after last year's first round loss, and now they see that the Panthers are getting hit hard with injuries. Like, they could see this division and be like, this is ours for the taking. Like, we can win this division. Like, because to me, it's only the Leafs and Lightning that are going to be the top two teams battling for this division. So I think the Lightning know that this is their division to take, and I think they're very much capable of taking, especially when you have Nikita Kucherov and like Braden Point, who can score 40 plus goals, and then the guy to the left of him, Jake Getzel, who can score 40 plus goals as well. Especially that power play, absolutely disgusting. Hagel can play power play and penalty kills. Penalty kill demon. It's like, dude, like, yeah, the Lightning. I could see finishing first place, and I think they will finish first place.
Okay.
Yeah.
Solid. Okay, I guess I was wrong on your prediction. Let's move to the other side of Florida and go to the Panthers, the defending back-to-back Stanley Cup champions, who we already discussed earlier, lost Barkov and Matty Tkachuk. Barkov out for the year till playoffs, Tkachuk out till January. Here we go. Let's talk about the Panthers. Like I said, they will be hit hard with these injuries. It's going to be tough. But they are the defending Stanley Cup champions. They did not just extend all of those guys that they got at the deadline, like Marchand. They did not just extend Bennett, and they did not extend Ekblad for no reason. I don't know how they did it, extending all three of those guys when we thought all of them could have been free agents. He got them all. Bill Zito, he got them all. He got them all back. So how are they going to miss playoffs? Well, they're not. They're just not going to be as high as a seed as people think. Second wild card. They arguably could be the first. They could be the first wild card. I think these injuries are going to hit hard. I think the Panthers are going to struggle. It's going to be a grind to make the playoffs, but they will get in for sure. And sorry, hot take, they will get Sidney Crosby at the trade deadline because they do not have a center in Barkov. And I think the Panthers, with all the shit that they've been doing the past years of the IR stuff and the LTIR, I think they're going to get Sidney Crosby and they're going to go on a deep playoff run once again and potentially win the Stanley Cup. Imagine Marchand and Crosby on the same team in Florida. Oh my goodness. They're going to get a big piece. If it's not Crosby, it's Malkin. They are getting a piece for their center depth. They will make playoffs, but as the second wild card, they are going to run through. They are going to have to play those tough teams like in your case Tampa, or sorry, in our case Carolina in the first round. But I think if the Florida Panthers get there, who knows what happens? I don't know how far they'll go in the playoffs, but I think they make it. Second wild card.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean Crosby now with the whole Barkov injury just makes a ton of sense. And then if Barkov comes back in playoff time,
oh my god. Oh my god.
It's like might as well just wrap up the playoffs there. Yeah, I mean, like, okay, with the loss of Tkachuk and Barkov, I'm looking at this team now, and this team is still like good. Like, okay, top line Verhaeghe, Bennett, Reinhardt, still tremendous, by the way. Like, still great first line, and the second line, Louis Terrainen, Lundell, and Marchand, still a great top six. And then bottom six, Ivan Rodriguez, Mackey, Samoskevich, who scored 15 plus goals last year. Boquist, Kunin, Greer, and Gadjevich. So the forecourt is still great. Now, the defense is, honestly, bro, I gotta be honest. I think this defense is probably the best defense in hockey. Um, Forsling, who was I'm gonna say it, he was snubbed out of a top three Norris season a couple not last year but the year prior. Okay, when he took over first power play in Florida from Aaron Ekblad. Forsling, I'm pretty sure had like 70 points. Okay, if I'm not mistaken. Okay, he was snubbed. Okay, he's a Norris type of defender, and then you have Seth Jones who can also run the power play. Okay, and then they have that cheater in Aaron Ekblad who is still there. Okay, but he's still playing decent. Okay, and then they also added Jeff Petrie who
I like it. I like that. I like that.
remember like he was in North conversations like 4 or 5 years ago. So it's like okay, and Petrie's still somewhat decent. He's not a scrub. Like he can still do his job.
Yeah.
And then obviously Kulikov is a great defensive defenseman. So this defense is still great. No injuries to their defense whatsoever during the preseason. Goaltending Bobrovsky's still going to do his thing.
That's the only. That's the only thing. What if he gets injured?
Well, if he gets injured, they have Tarasov,
But still,
which is supposed to like 45 save win in the preseason. So I'm like, okay,
it's
yes.
preseason, bro. Nobody's trying to go top cheddar in the preseason. Where do you have them finishing? Because I think
I have
because if Bobrovsky is not healthy, not gonna finish high. But like I said, I still have them making it. But what do you think? I'm gonna guess third,
yeah. I still think they're gonna make both. I had them fourth.
fourth,
Um,
wild card one.
yes. Yeah, I still think this team is still good even with the injuries. Like I don't really think they're gonna have any problems. As I said earlier, like we still have a great ton of players. Lundell's gonna do his thing. Like I have no problem with this Florida team. And again, Paul Maurice is he's still gonna get these guys hyped up for the season even with the injuries. Like they still got to go out there play their game. Like they're back-to-back champions. Like they know they could do this. So they're gonna make.
If they had Barkov and Kachuk, they'd be first for me in the division. No
Yeah,
questions asked. But yeah, I guess I think we both have them in the wild card. They're definitely taking a dip a little bit, but they're probably still drinking after that Stanley Cup win. The second, beating McDavid twice in a row. I mean, that's pretty impressive. So yeah, they're definitely getting hype over that. But let's talk about the next team, the Red Wings. Oh man, the eyes are playing. The eyes are playing. I'm really interested because you are high on the Red Wings all the time. You are high on their new goaltender, John Gibson, who they just acquired in the offseason as well. Also getting JVR Mason Appleton and Travis Hamonic for some depth. Losing out on Jeff Petrie. Peter Mrazek is gone, obviously. Craig Smith is gone. But I like the Red Wings. I like the team. Larkin, Raymond, DeBrincat, Kane. Patty Kane is trying to get back into the playoffs. We know he's going to be hungry this year, especially if he's got one more shot at playing in the Olympics and representing his country in Italy for the Olympics. So we will, Patrick Kane. I mean, he's going to try and have a great year. Detroit, man. Oh, man. I don't know, man. I don't know. It's so, Montreal and Ottawa, man, if Detroit was in any other division, they'd make it. If they were in any other division, man, if they were in the Western Conference, they would make it. But for me, they're gonna miss again. Just by the thinnest margin by 1 point. I hate to see it because Motor City needs to see playoff hockey. Now, if they want to make playoffs, I need a 40-goal season from Raymond. I need 40 goals from DeBrincat. I need Larkin to put up 90 points. I need Patty Kane to get at least 60. Everything has to be getting going all at the same time, like the Washington Capitals last year, for Detroit to make playoffs. John Gibson, I mean, we already know he's a great goalie, considering he played for the Ducks, didn't win anything, but he was playing for a rebuilding team most of his life, right, or most of his career, backing up Freddie Anderson in those playoffs. So, I mean, yeah, we're going to see, because Detroit's goaltending problem was goaltending. I mean, they went from Talbot, Nedeljkovic, they went through the ringer of goalies, and I feel like now with a consistent guy like Gibson, they have a great chance of making playoffs. But with how good the division is built, I think they just missed the playoffs one more time, and the Yzer plan fails again. But I wouldn't be surprised. I wouldn't be surprised if they make playoffs. But for me, they're gonna miss again, and I don't want to say that, but It is. I mean, yeah. I mean, I want to see what you have to say because last year you had them first in the Atlantic. So let's
I did.
like that
Yeah,
was
I did.
like wow. Let's see now where Justin has the Detroit Red Wings. You forgot you did that, did you?
I did. Um,
Let's see.
boy. Uh, fuck.
It's tough,
This Red Wings
man.
team, this defense sucks. Oh my god. Okay. And you got to hear me out. Okay, this defense is fucking terrible. Okay, it's Sherratt and Sider, Edvinson, Albert, Johansson, Gustafson, and Justin Hall. That defense is atrocious. What is that defense? The only guy that is somewhat decent is Sider. Other than that, most of the guys are trash. Like, what are we doing? Okay,
Yeah.
now forward core. I I really like this forward core. Okay, Larkin, Raymond, DeBrincat, Casper. You know, Casper, who was playing first line left wing last year, now is centering that second line along with Patty Kane. I like the depth. JVR, you know, Appleton, Andrew Kopp, Michael Rasmussen, JT Confer. You know, I do like the forward core a lot. And, you know, I'm high on John Gibson. I think John Gibson is a tremendous goalie when healthy. But my goodness, this defense core is absolutely terrible. Um, Now, I do think they will make the playoffs by like 2 points. I think that they're better than than another team that is below them that we will talk about. I mean, but again, dude, that defense is so terrible. Like if they got Noah Dobson, okay, in the Dobson sweepstakes, okay, and then you pair Dobson with Sider, dude, this team would be top two in the Atlantic, okay. But bro,
Yeah.
this team, like I don't know what Eiserman's doing. Like, how do you look at this defense and it's like, yeah, we're gonna roll with this defense in the regular season, dude? This defense sucks. Okay, the only thing that's gonna help them make the playoffs is this forward core because I'm very high on this forward core.
Yeah.
Okay, and obviously John Gibson. I think the John Gibson, like the John Gibson deal, bro, he's gonna get them an extra 6 to 7 wins, which is like 12 to 14 points, which is huge. I think I'm high on the goaltending and the forward core, but my god, defense is holy shit.
Well, let's see. They're gonna pick. They can pick up if they're in the race. They could definitely pick up a piece at the deadline. But man, like you said, defensively, like man, that team is shit on the back end. They need somebody. Like they needed somebody big. But you know, like I said,
So what?
I have them missing by 1 or 2 points. You have them in by 2 points. So
Yeah, second one.
second wild card. So you would have them playing the Carolina Hurricanes in the first round of the playoffs. So that
Yeah, but they're gonna get absolutely smoked.
you're good. They'll make it, but they'll like win maybe one game, maybe get swept. But Motor City will see playoff hockey, even though it's for like
No.
2 games max. All right,
Yeah,
games 3 and 4 because you're guaranteed 2 games at home in a series.
I think with the addition of John Gibson, he's gonna make that defense look somewhat decent, but that defense is gonna be absolutely terrible because like, bro, like dude, I think John Gibson, I think is arguably one of the best offseason additions at in the offseason. Like I've told you, like I've been on John Gibson ever since we met, like in what grade 9, grade 10. Like John Gibson is a tremendous goalie in my eyes. So he's gonna steal them games. Like he's gonna steal them games, bro. He's gonna have like those 45 save games because the defense sucks.
Yeah,
They're going like 2-1. I'm like, okay, well
yeah.
that's the John Gibson night, but he's got to stay healthy. He's got to stay healthy. But yeah,
And we will see how Detroit does. I hope they make playoffs, especially over the next
hope
team.
that.
Especially over the next team we're going to talk about, the Ottawa Senators. The Ottawa
Yeah,
Senators. Let's talk about the Ottawa Senators. Last year, wild card one, played the Leafs, almost got swept, almost reverse swept. If they won Game 6, I think they would have swept Toronto, or they would have reverse swept Toronto.
I guess we'll never know, right?
I guess we'll never know. But the Ottawa Senators, man, I can't stand this team. I hate the Ottawa Senators. You know this. We both hate the Ottawa Senators. But I like Allmark and net. I like their forward core. I mean, let's see. They added Lars Eller. They added Kaliev as well to add some depth to their forward core. And on the back end, they added Jordan Spence, which I really like. I like that addition. Replaces Travis Hamonic, that old guy who's on Detroit now. He's like 34 years old, making like less than a mil a year or whatever it is. I think he definitely replaces him and could probably play second pair. Second pair. Kachuk, expected big season from him. Um, who else? Stutzla as well. Solid,
Who?
solid player.
Cousins.
Cousin, yep. Dylan Cousins.
Triple
Drake
parlays.
Matheson. Yep. Pinto parlays. I like the team. I think they're gonna do fine. I think they'll make playoffs again. I think wildcard one is fair. I they're better. Like they just edge out Detroit a little bit. They have Detroit's number every single year in those games. They always beat Detroit. So I mean, it's going to be a battle for those two teams right there. But like I said, I think Ottawa will probably make playoffs again. As unfortunate as that sounds, they probably will make playoffs, and I see them going wild card one. Oh yeah, wild card one.
Uh,
But I will say it could flip flop with Florida. I don't know yet. I don't know, but it could be Florida or Ottawa that flip flop those spots. It could definitely see
yeah.
Ottawa coming wild card too, but Ottawa for me is a lock to make playoffs. Unfortunately,
Walk.
like
Wow.
for that wild card, yeah.
Yeah, I was flip flopping between them and the Red Wings, but I made a last minute change, and the Senators will not make the playoffs. I'm not sold on the depth of this team. Like Ridley Gregg, who's only known because he tried to beat up Morgan Riley. No, he didn't beat up Morgan. He's the one that did the slap shot,
The
and then Morgan
slap
Riley tried to beat
shot,
his ass.
yeah.
Pinto might get suspended again because he's probably betting on like the auto center game. Michael Mario, he's not that great. Lars Eller, I never heard of Ole Excel in my life, so I don't know who that is on the fourth line. And then Nick Cousins is whatever. Fabian Zetterlund on the second line right wing. I don't like. Now again, Drake Batherson is injured, so I assume Batherson will be there. The top six is good. I will give them that. The top six is good. The defense, like Shabbat, he's what's the word I'm looking for? Like Sanders in has taken over Shabbat's spot. Like Shabbat has like now like
He's regressed.
fallen lower in the yeah, that's the word. He's regressed. Sanderson, Zub, Nick Jensen, Shabbat, like that's whatever. Like Sanderson's really the bright spot there. And then Allmark, I'm not sold on Allmark. Is again, he's very injury prone as well. Like he's gonna miss about 20-25 games as always. So I'm not sold on Allmark, and I'm not sold on their depth. The depth is not great. And the defense, I'm not like the defense is mid. And again, Sens fans will tell you otherwise on Twitter, but I don't listen to Sens fans because they're all stupid. Okay, they're all here
Oh,
celebrating
oh,
against the
damn!
Leafs.
They're all stupid. Oh shit.
I don't care. Okay, they'll always be in our shadow, so I don't care what Sens fans think. The Sens will miss the playoffs, and we're all gonna laugh at them, because there's like only two fans anyway, so there's really nobody to laugh at. And yeah, I mean, I'm not sold on the Sens team. Like they're really not great in my eyes, and they're not gonna make the playoffs. So and it's gonna be absolutely lovely to see.
So,
So,
with that, I mean, let's move on to our teams. Now, I know the matchup you have in the first round is going to be between our two fucking teams, according to your fucking standings. Let's go with the Montreal Canadiens. Oh my goodness, my guys. What an offseason Ken Hughes has had. Wow. Absolutely sweet taking those sweepstakes for Noah Dobson. I mean, wow, what a great trade. Um, wow, I mean, that decor is looking crazy. Let's look at what their additions. They added Dobson, they added Bolduc, and they had Sammy Blais, and they got Capo Kakinen. So they have a solid three tandem rotation right here. Montembeault, obviously the starter, Dobish and Kakinen as well. Young core of goalies right there. You also got Jacob Fowler up the pipeline, who could probably play some games this year and could be the next backup goalie, could be the next starter if Montembeault is not great. So they have four solid options in net. The defense, Hudson, Dobson, pair right there. Oh my God, that's going to feed families. That's going to feed families. Uh, Matheson and Carrier, along with Jackeye and Struble. Oh, that decor is looking scrumptious. I am loving that Habs decor. I remember a guy on NHL Network said they were top five in the league or something like that. I don't know if it's that great, but it's top 10. It's a top 10 decor in the league if you ask me. I like Lane Hudson last year putting up like 60 something points, breaking Chelios's record for rookie points as a defenseman. Like, I mean,
Crazy.
he won the Calder Trophy also as a defenseman, mind you. Basically, Montreal made the playoffs. Oh, Suzuki last year. Like, now let's talk about the forwards. Suzuki, what a fantastic year. He's only going to continue from here. Caulfield, career high in goals with 37. I think he hits 40 this year, especially with the way the team has been. Slavkovsky, I see another progression year for him. Kirby Doc, injury prone, which is unfortunate. He had
Whoa, whoa,
listen,
whoa,
listen,
whoa,
listen. Hold
whoa.
on, listen. I'm talking about each player on the forward core. Kirby Doc, we need to see him like this is the year where he needs to like step up and play and not be injured, right? Because a lot of people have given up on this guy, so he needs to have a great year. Patrick Laine as well. Like, I mean, power play merchant last year, as we saw. All of his goals were on the power play. I picked him up in fantasy one week as I was down. This guy got a hat trick for me. I think it was 4 goals in that Buffalo game. So props to him for that. Ivan Demidov. Oh my goodness, the expectations for this guy are out of this world. Some people think he's gonna get 100 points. Some people think he's gonna score 50 goals. I don't believe that, but he's gonna have a great year. I'm very excited for it, obviously, as any Habs fan would. I mean, if people are waiting at the fucking airport for this guy to come in and play and potentially clinch you a playoff spot, that's got to tell you something. Um, I'm very interested in Zach Bolduc. I'm very interested in that guy. He did score like a decent amount of goals in St. Louis, close to 20, if not 20, last year in St. Louis.
He did, yeah.
Yeah, he was pretty disgusting. He's got a great sneaky shot. I think definitely on that second power play, and he could definitely score some goals. New hook as well. I'm loving the Gallagher, Anderson, and Evans line. That is a solid fourth line. As much as like Anderson is getting paid and Gallagher's getting paid, I'm loving that fourth line. It's a great fourth line. And yeah, who do they lose? Malu, obviously, Armia, Savard, Dvorak, Emil Heineman. But I think the Habs overall on paper got better. Like, what do you do for first power play? Do you put Lane Hudson or you put Noah Dobson? Like, I don't know. Like, you have so many pieces to play with on that power play. And I think Montreal, they're coming third. I said it earlier, like in the summer. I think with the deadlines, as happy as that makes me, I think they're going to come third in the division and take on the Tampa Bay Lightning in the first round. I love this team. I think they've surpassed, the triangle of Buffalo, Detroit, and Ottawa, and they are going to come third in the Atlantic Division. I have high expectations for this Montreal Canadiens team, especially with the young core that they have here. It's going to be a great year in the city of Montreal. Allez les bleus.
Yeah, I also have them third in the Atlantic Division. I absolutely love the Noah Dobson addition. Again, if Hudson gets injured, boom, Noah Dobson first power play. If you know Dobson gets injured, I mean Hudson's going to have first power play, I would assume, right after the season that he had. Great defensive core. I like Carrier, I like Dobson, I like Hudson. It's a really well-rounded core with a little bit of veterans. And with Matheson and a little bit, with the rookie, obviously and Lane Hudson, and then obviously Dobson, who
Is in his prime.
is not a rookie. Like it's like yeah, like in his prime, like he's not a rookie, but he's also not a veteran. He's like in the middle. He can also help Lane Hudson work on his defensive play because Hudson was getting criticized for his defensive play last year, but Dobson is also a really good defensive player on his own. So if he could help Hudson focus on that part of his game a little bit more, Hudson will be you can have him in top 5 defensive player conversations in the next couple of years. So I really like that acquisition. The thing about Montreal is they did really well last year without Uri Sapkowski doing his thing. So you can only imagine how well they're going to do with him, performing better than how he did last year. I think he will do better. I think he might put up 60, 70 points if he continues to play on that top line with Suzuki, who had a great season last year, and along with Cole Caulfield. Demidov could be an X factor, with this team in the regular season, with all the high expectations that, the fans are expecting him to do, maybe 60 points. Doc, Laine. I mean, Laine, okay, we call him power play merchant, but bro, let's not forget, Laine can score 40 goals. Like, it's not out of the blue. Like,
Yeah, he got injured. He got injured last year, right? So like that kind of prevented him from like his full
like
potential.
you could have two guys scoring 40 plus goals this year in Caulfield and Line,
And even
and
Suzuki,
then
like Suzuki had 40 goals last year.
like Suzuki could score 35 this year. Demidov could put up 60 points. Laugh could put up 60 points. Points all around. Which is good because then you have depth all around. Bolduc, maybe a 20 goal scorer. On the third line. It's very much possible. And then Newhook, Brendan Gallagher, who did well last year.
Gallagher had like
As much
20
as
goals.
you 20 goals. So yeah, like I do have them third. And again, even if an injury does happen to the team, you could always just plug another player in there. You could always just plug another player in there. Like if Flack gets injured, okay, Demidov can go in there, no problem. If Caulfield gets injured, okay, Line can go in there. Or Demidov can go there. So it's like there's always somebody that can fill in like the shoes of another player.
Dude, what's that first power play looking like?
Gonna be Line, Suzuki, Caulfield, Hudson. Fucking put Demidov in there. Fucking put Demidov in there. Because after what we saw last year from Slavkovsky, you cannot give him first power play yet. He's got to earn that. But with all the but now Demidov, okay, I understand. You can say the same thing for Demidov, but again, everybody has high expectations for Demidov, so put him on the first power play for a little bit and see how he does. Okay, because I don't think Slavkovsky deserves first power play after what we saw last year. He got demoted to the fourth line. Like, what are you doing? Like, he doesn't deserve first power play yet.
Mm-hmm.
So he's got to earn that.
So we both of them have them third in the division.
Yeah, we do. Yeah, and plus, again, like teams going to the Bell Center, it's always rocking. It's like here we fucking go again. It's like Montreal. And it's like it's just like a house of horrors. It's like horrors. It's like when you go to an arena, it's like fuck, dude. Like we got to play here.
Yeah.
It's like that's what Montreal is. It's what Montreal is. It's like fuck, like we got to go to Montreal tonight. It's like, dude, no.
Yeah.
So yeah, especially, in that arena and the young upcoming team and the veterans and with Dobson addition, I think they'll do really well. And yeah, third place.
All right. Now let's move on to your boys in blue. As the final team, we are at an hour 40 of recording. We have been going in on these teams. Let's finally close off with the Toronto fucking Maple Leafs. Additions: Dakota Joshua, Nick Waugh, Matthias Michelli, in, Mitch Marner, out. This is the storyline. How will the Toronto Maple Leafs do in their first season without Marner? How will Matthews do with his first season without Marner? When it happened, I said, I don't know I don't know. I'm really like questioning Auston Matthews here. I don't know how he's going to do. On the one hand, on the other side, I look at these additions. I look at Dakota Joshua, I look at Nick Waugh, and I look at Matthias Michelli. This team, Justin, this team is going to do really well in the regular season. I have them first, winning the division again. I think, obviously, you got to find Marner's replacement, no problem. Max Domi, put him there. You can put Willie there. You can put Michelli there. You've got guys, man. You've got guys. You can experiment with it. I think it should be Domi because him and Matthews have had great connections before. So Nyes, Matthews, Domi. Your second line, I think can be who? I would say Tavares and Nylander, and then McMahon on the second left wing. Your third line could be basically all the new guys in Joshua Roy, Michelli. And your fourth line of Lawrence Lawton and Easton Cowan. I think he deserves a roster spot this year. He's had a great training camp according to Berube and according to other teammates. And yeah, I think first place. Not sure how they'll do in the playoffs, but because according to Justin, they can't win with Morgan Riley as their number one defenseman. But last year the defense in the regular season was fine. It worked well. Solid decor. The goaltending, they don't have Joseph Woll, so you're going to have to heavily rely on Anthony Stolarz, especially after you sign that team-friendly deal of basically $3-something million for 4 years or whatever it was, or $4 million for like 3 years, whatever it was. So it was a great team-friendly deal. James Reimer, he's back with the team. So if they don't want to put Hildeby in that situation, they can always just throw James Reimer in a Leafs jersey. How crazy is that to say? How crazy is that to say in 2025?
I know.
You know what I mean? But everything about this team on paper just screams like amazing. Just screams playoff built. screams Berube built, and I am here for it, and I'm here to see that the Maple Leafs will win the division and take on the Ottawa Senators in the playoffs again. And according to the way I have everything built, I think the Leafs have a great team. As a Habs fan, I have to admit that I'm not going to be biased here. They have a great team. They have a great team. I think first place is more than fair. Don't. But here's the thing with the Maple Leafs. Don't expect the same old Maple Leafs we've been seeing for years. Like, I don't care how good Matthews does. If the team is like winning all these games, it's not going to matter. You're going to see 1-0 wins. You're going to see tight defensive games because you don't have Marner la di da di all over the ice producing all this offense or whatever. It's going to be a very tight defensive team, especially with Berube's second year now and all these guys that they're adding in depth wise. You got a great team here, and I think Matthews will have a decent season also, especially after the disappointment he brought last year. I think he's gonna have a better season this year. And Nyes, I'm watching for Nyes this year, man. He put on some weight. He's a big boy now. I expect 30 goals from Matthew Nyes this year, and probably 65, 70 points. I think he's gonna have a great season. Matty Nyes.
Mhm.
Nylander's gonna do his thing. Just launch a new YouTube channel as well. So imagine all the views he's gonna get when he scores like 50 goals. It's gonna be nuts. He might lead the team in goals again. And then JT. I mean, JT last year at like 38 years old almost had 40 goals. Like, what more can you ask
Yeah.
for? I think you got a great team. And then, like you said, we're gonna see how whoever ends up playing with the top line in Nyes and Matthews. See how many points they can produce. So, but for me, first place more than fair enough for your buds, Justin.
Yeah. I have them second. Um, I do believe in the regular season. I think not having Marner will take a hit on these guys because we also saw last year, like with Domi, he could be streaky. Like if you play him with Matthews, yeah, he could go like 6, 7 games, with multiple points, with a point. But then he could also go like 10 games without a point. And then it's like, okay, well then we have to throw Willie Nylander in there. And then what if that gets cold? Who else are we gonna put there? So I think not having Marner will it might it might it might damper our regular season a little bit. I just like the additions of Rott and Joshua. Those just scream Berube type players. They're like big, beefy. It's like in your face. Like also good defensive guys. Like Nicholas Raw is good defensively. Yeah, I just like it just screams Berube now, which I absolutely love because that's exactly what we need. Like we need a system. We need a system, and we are starting to finally see it now. What was I going to say? Matty Nice, as you said, getting bigger. Michelli now, he's gonna be playing on this team. I'm excited to see Matthias Michelli. I'm excited to see what he does. Easton Cowan, the young lad. I'm excited to see how is he going to do on the fourth line. Potentially. I'm excited about a lot of these new players, and it might take some time to gel, which is perfectly okay. I'm not gonna harp on I'm not gonna go on Twitter and start harping on these guys after like 2 games. Hey, like this guy sucks. This guy sucks. Like it takes time. Okay.
Yeah, you say that, but you did it with Lawton last year. Like, wow. All right,
Yeah, but
Justin.
Lon is actually garbage.
No, he's not, bro. He scored a hat trick in the preseason.
Yeah, preseason. But you just told me about the guy from Florida when I just said he had 45 saves. You're like, bro, it's preseason.
It's Tarasov.
Yeah, yeah, Tarasov. You're like, bro, it's preseason. Okay, so what? It's fucking preseason.
So I guess what I do. I mean, I think having Scott Lawton as a fourth line center is fine. I think that's great. I think that's solid,
I
dude.
mean, maybe.
This guy does not
No,
mess
no,
with Scott Lawton like that, man.
no. But yeah, and then second line, Bobby McMatthews to JT. You can even put Michelli on there instead of Bobby McMatthews if you really wanted to. And then obviously Willie Nylander's going to do his thing, potentially 40 plus goals. Um, Question that I have again: defense. Morgan Riley, first D man. It's still mind boggling how he's still here, and it's still mind boggling how what do you see in this guy? And then again, Nicholas Raw in front of the media talking about, oh yeah, Morgan Riley's been like the most impressive league for me. Bro, he's a professional hockey player. He's practicing. What is so special about that, bro? Like, stop hyping this guy up. Okay, I've had enough.
Okay, but what about
I've had
what about your boy Nick Robertson, who was wearing the
another one.
who he was wearing the A in preseason? Like, what do you think of your
Wearing
boy?
the yeah, By the way, he was wearing the A. 2 days later, he's practicing with the fifth line guys. Bro, it's done. Like it's so done. It's so done. This is his best opportunity, okay, to make the lineup. Okay, you're gonna tell me Easton Cowan is gonna make the lineup, okay, potentially for night one, okay, instead of Nick Robertson, bro. Get him out of my club, bro. It's done. It's so done. I'm tired of people and keep continuing to talk about this guy. It's over, bro. He's got to be sent somewhere else. Like if he can't make the team now, he's never making the team again. Like
Yeah.
it's as simple as that. Like, oh my god, like Nick Robertson is. Oh, well, remember, people used to say on Twitter, if he plays regularly, he's gonna score 20 goals. Yeah, okay, bro. Yeah, okay, bro. He's not scoring 20 goals. Like, enough with that narrative, bro. So again, Nick Robertson, get out of my team. Okay, Morgan Riley, he's still someone here. I've heard he's gonna be playing first power play. I don't understand why we cannot just give somebody else another opportunity. Michelli, new addition. Why not give him a shot? Why not just give him a try for a couple games? Just see how he does. Like, why do we have to go back and revert back to Morgan Riley? We've seen it happen multiple times. He is not good. Okay, he cannot quarterback a power play. Okay, for the past like 8 years. So enough. But again, they want to try him out again. Okay, you guys go do that. I don't understand. Personally, I don't understand. But whatever. That's another question mark that I have. Um, Obviously Stolar is gonna do his thing. I love Stoli. Stoli's an absolute beast. Um, it would be cool to see James Reimer as a backup. On that Leafs bench, and it would be cool to see him, play a couple games. If Wool, is back in time. And hopefully everything's good with Wool. Um, yeah, like I'm hyped for the season. Like I'm excited to see these new guys. But yeah, I have them second. I have them second because I do believe the Marner loss will hamper the season just a little bit come
So
regular
you
season
so
time.
you have Leafs Montreal first round of the playoffs.
Yeah, I do. Yeah, I think it's gonna happen. Which I don't want to see because I don't want to see that young Habs team in the playoffs. Like anywhere near me.
So
Like
so so,
I
so
want to see us.
you so you know why? Because Montreal's beating the Leafs in the playoffs if they were to meet this year.
Um, I we're not gonna get there yet.
Ah,
We're
okay, all right, okay. We will not get there yet. If it does happen, which I hope it does, you're screwed, buddy. That's all I'm gonna say. You and your Leafs are
we'll see.
screwed. We'll see. He doesn't want to admit it, but it's true. The Habs will beat Toronto if they beat in the playoffs first round. You heard it here
We'll see.
first. This is Justin not feeling confident in his buds at all. Especially Morgan Riley's your number one. How did the Habs have two number one D men and the Leafs don't?
Yeah. How is that possible? Oh, in the full tenure. Huge word. Tenure that Morgan Riley's been here, okay, for the past 12 years. You guys have had PK Subban, okay, Jeff Petrie, who's in Norse conversations, Lane Hudson, who won the
Shea
Calder,
Weber.
Noah Dawson, Shea Weber. That's 5 D-men who are all better. Like, Hudson's better than Morgan Riley. Those are 5 D-men. In the past 12 years, I've been stuck with one D-man who can run the power play.
Yeah,
Who's so-called run the power play. You've had 5.
I know.
How is that okay? How is that okay? It's not okay. Again, he's the biggest thief in sports history, and and that's just what it is. That's just what it is.
It's just what it is. Okay, well,
The biggest.
I mean, what are you gonna? Yeah, I mean, fair enough. Fair enough. It's just unfortunate for.
D-man who have been absolutely sensational for you in the past 12 years.
So we'll see
Okay,
what.
we're actually okay. Well, 4 because no Dobson not yet, but you know what I mean.
Yeah,
Like this is
so
ridiculous.
I would love for them to meet in the playoffs, just so we can have this little fight like we did back in 2021. Maybe you'll win this time.
Maybe,
Maybe.
maybe.
But I don't think you're confident in your Leafs if they were to play Montreal in the playoffs.
I mean, the season hasn't even started yet, so I'm not going to give you an answer.
So I guess we'll see, and we'll leave it at that. Wow, we have finally previewed every single division, every team. It is now time for the puck to drop. The time is now. Let's stop talking and let's watch. Let's see these boys play. And opening night is next Tuesday, Chicago and Florida. It's a guaranteed win for Florida. They hang up their banner and they play the shitty Blackhawks. So that's easy money right there if we're gonna sports bet on that day. Next Wednesday, a week from today, as we're recording this, the Toronto Maple Leafs will play the Montreal Canadiens at home. I'm betting on the Leafs winning. I don't care. This just happens every single fucking year. The home team always wins. It's a free bet right there. I'm gonna count on Nylander getting a goal and Matthews getting a point. I just already know. And yeah, we are so here. We are so ready. Our fantasy draft starts Sunday. We are going to draft our teams for our league, the OP league. Winner gets like 400. I don't even know how much money it is this year. 70
Hundo.
$500. So the winner gets $500 in this league. So that's pretty massive. Half a band right there. So let's Carboni Stallions got to bring home the trophy once again, just like last year. And yeah, that'll wrap up this episode of the podcast. We will see you guys next week for the first game of the season. And hopefully you enjoy. Leave a like, comments.